Hi guys, so today we have a slightly different video. As you remember, we just checked the Miniart release of the P-47 and 1/48 scale, and I was saying that I will not be checking it against the drawings, but what I can do is actually to check it against the kit, which was, let's say, the most popular choice of the Thunderbolt in 1/48 scale prior to this kit. It's Tamiya release. So I have here the plastic sprues from Tamiya release in 1/48 scale. There will be separate review, but today we are focused on the comparison of those parts. So I would like to start with the fuselage, and first of all, the fuselage halves. The most different, or I would say the biggest difference, which you notice without any comparison, is that we have this tail section molded separately on Tamiya kit, while if I bring here the Miniart kit, so here we have completely different situation because we have it molded together with a tail fin. And also what you can notice is completely different level of details. So we have way more rivets. We have also a bit more precise panel lines here, and it looks, I would say, a bit more sophisticated for this scale. So if I zoom in a bit closer, you can see it with your own eyes, because here on Miniart we actually have a perfect example of what can be achieved with the modern technologies, while Tamiya example looks fine, it's clean, but it does not offer the same amount of features. And obviously with Miniart kit it would look a bit more convincing, especially now if you assemble some kit for the competition or something like that. And of course that the dorsal section is molded separately does not bring any, I would say, benefit whatsoever in Tamiya kit, at least in my opinion, because still we have to deal with the two halves being combined together, and here we have them pre-molded on the same part, meaning on the fuselage. And by the way, here I remind you that we have also empty space inside the cockpit. And just to give you again a better look of the Miniart part, here is the closer look. So in my opinion they did a great work here, and maybe I will place another fuselage half this way so that you compare the right half. So that's the Miniart part, this is the Tamiya part. But overall, I would say the overall idea of the parts division is kind of similar in both kits. And what is interesting here sorry, is the part behind the cockpit, because in Tamiya kit this part is completely omitted. As you can see, it's just plain, and here we get it pre-molded with the fuselage halves. So that's also a nice illustration of what can be achieved with the modern molding technologies. Sorry, still ill. And here if I show this wing root section, here we have also some rivets in the main wheel wells area. This is not something what is pre-molded on Tamiya parts, so something also to consider. Okay, next we can continue with the clear part, I guess, because I have it on the top of the box. So just give me a second, I will remove these parts of the table and we can proceed with the clear parts. So with the clear parts, it's not that I would say, I'm not 100% sure which kit is better, and in Miniart release the clear parts were quite surprising for me because, well, the quality of the kit itself is really great, but here you can see that the clear parts are a bit on the thick side, and as some of you noted in the review video, it's a better idea to replicate this with your own hands. And just for comparison, here are the Tamiya parts, so you can see it with your own eyes. Tamiya parts are a bit more, I would say, finer. So this main section looks way more transparent, and maybe that's what adds to the overall feel of the how realistic part looks in the real life. And of course we will see some aftermarket for this release, but it's kinda strange to see such clear parts from Miniart, who is usually producing really nice stuff for their armor kits. but here we have what we have, so just something to account for. And I will try to open the next sprue in the meantime, so just give me a moment. So for the next sprue, I will move this frame to the side, this one also to the side. First of all, I will place this sprue with wing parts, and I will get Tamiya sprue in a second. And it's interesting how different the parts design is here for both brands. So while Miniart, if I zoom out, we have here the two sprues, or two parts actually, which should be combined together with a separate wing mechanization. And if I bring Tamiya here, as you can see, we have the ailerons pre-molded, and we have not that many features in terms of the external details. So maybe I will try to show you the top halves first. So here they are, and maybe we can zoom in so that you can see even by this top section of the Tamiya part and top section of the Miniart kit. Miniart is way superior in comparison with what we have in Tamiya. And again, I remind you that there was a riveting set from HGW. It's quite good, but we all know how much time it takes to apply all of this let's say decals from HGW. So that's definitely something for, I would say, convinced modelers who would like to work on Tamiya offering. In my case, I would rather just pick the Miniart set because it offers all of the necessary rivets out of the box. And what I'm trying to show you here is, again, the external features of the Tamiya, and then the external features of the Miniart set. So you can see it with your own eyes. And again, we have the wing mechanization here separate. So that's also, I think, a great advantage in comparison with what we got in the old Tamiya kit. What I'm trying to do now is to get one more sprue, because here in Tamiya kit we have the one-piece cowling. And well, at that time it was really cool feature, because basically you get the smooth connection between these panels and you don't have to worry that you'll have any problems in such a visible area. But then we have, or now we have the Miniart kit, which is offering you assembly of the cowling with the separate panels which are repeating the panel lines. And in my opinion, this is also something what has a place to be, I would say, and also it will look a bit more convincing, because again, if we return to the surface details here on the Tamiya part, as you can see, it's just a smooth surface with recessed panel lines, and that's pretty much all. And now if I take one of the cowling parts here on the Miniart, as you can see, again, recessed panel lines, rivets, and here exactly the same story. So again, the notable difference, and that's the difference because of the recent achievements in the molding quality, and you cannot deny, I think it. And maybe also just for fun, I can show you the engine parts. Because, well, we both understand that the engine from Miniart will be way superior in comparison with Tamiya. And just to give you a small proof, so here you can see all of the engine-related parts from Miniart. And then we return back to Tamiya, which has, I would say, somewhat okay engine out of the box. It's still better than nothing, because some manufacturers even today insert just the small tab instead of the engine. Here we have it nicely detailed, so something to work with. And of course you can detail it a bit more with PE parts, but let's not forget that Miniart will also have the special edition with the PE parts included in the kit, so you won't have to spend extra money and you'll get more features. By the way, here I see that we can also compare the propeller. I'm just looking if I got the right type. I think so, but maybe just to show you the blades quality. So here you can see the propeller, one of the versions of the propeller from Miniart, and here you can check other versions from Tamiya. The same design, but I think again Miniart is a bit more refined, even though those are slightly different versions, but still Miniart offers 3 types of the propellers, so you will get exactly the same stuff. And maybe what else is worth showing, so just give me a moment. Of course, it is the cockpit parts, because Tamiya usually has the really nice cockpit out of the box, but again, with the modern technology, you can achieve something completely different. So here, first of all, I will show you the parts from Miniart, and I think here we have quite fair competition, because those are the pre-molded features which you get out of the box. And now you can see the cockpit floor, cockpit walls, and also the instrument panel. And now we continue with the parts from Tamiya. So that's the cockpit floor, cockpit walls, and instrument panel. But just to give you an idea of how these cockpit walls compare between each other, I think it might be possible to bring them something like that. And you can see, let's do it like this. You can see the amount of the features pre-molded here and there. So again, Miniart might benefit also from the additional P parts, which will be supplied in a different version. But we can see that, for example, the cockpit floor is way different in Miniart offering, and I think it's more refined. It's not as rough surfaces here, and maybe it's up to scale here instead of this kit. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion. I think for this comparison, it just gives you a better picture of the main differences between Tamiya and Miniart offerings. Of course, write your opinion here in the comment section below, and if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.